our electric school bus program. It's going to be in urban communities. It's going to be in rural communities, tribal communities. It will be in all 50 states to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, to invest in our economy, to invest in job creation, to invest in building the skills of America's workforce, a goal of not only saving our children, but for them, saving our planet. This bus symbolizes so much about our collective investment in our future.
James Coleman is, I just tell 3 days of hearing, two days of hearings in the Judiciary Committee on another bill I have beyond this that deals with busing. And there is uniform opinion of those who testified that it is not a north-south, it's an urban-rural question, a distinction.
But no matter what your intent, there are going to be those who say it's a segregated thing, it's a question of race, and that you have set back the movement of desegregation of schools. How would you answer that?
The way I answer that is I predict that the young black leadership of America will overwhelmingly decide with me. I predict that in 1980 and 84, my position will be totally vindicated by the sociologists and by the civil rights advocates. You know, I come from that side of the track. That's where I'm from. I was a defense lawyer. I handle civil rights cases. I sat in on Route 40. I mean, I'm not from the other side of this. And I happen to think that the one way to ensure that you set the civil rights movement in America further back is to continue to push busing, because it's a bankrupt policy. And that's why I think I'll be vindicated.
Quiet and let me make a statement, okay?
What kind of crack do you normally smoke, Mr. Biden?
All right. Welcome once again to the beatzillapdx official show. I am your host, beatzillapdx officially. Also, this is the midweek report, and we are doing it, of course, as you can see, news break style. And we have a few things to talk about this evening. And hopefully everybody is doing well this evening. As you are coming in, please like and share this broadcast if you would. Like and share this broadcast if you would. Also, if you have not already subscribed, you should do so at this moment. Go ahead and subscribe. You can hit the subscribe button. And you can also become a member of this channel as well. And so with that being said, y'all know how we do here, which has became somewhat of a new tradition here, but I enjoy it, and I hope y'all do too. And that is when we greet the family. Now, as we are saying, tools and super glue, there is a lot that went on. And actually, real quick, before I get to checking in with the family, there is something that I want to hit real quick, and then we'll move on. But you know, Jonathan Majors gave his interview to ABC this week, and a lot of different reactions to it or whatnot. But you know, some people also, you know, had different takes about the situation altogether, and rightfully so. You know, in you know regards, I will have to say though, it definitely speaks to the one big Negro effect, and they had to get them one, and in this case, they got them one. So I wanted to just kind of reflect on the whole situation in a truer perspective by this little piece right here. Y'all remember this? Yeah, y'all remember this, don't y'all? Mm. Uh-huh. Lord. Mm, 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 mm. So, yeah. So yeah, that's you know how I wanted to put that in perspective for everyone. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's clear. You know, and that you know, wish that brother luck. But always understand for all of you know the family out there, they like to look at us and paint us with the one big broad brush. So always understand that and move accordingly. With that being said, let's see who we got in the house this evening. All right. We have DL in the building early. Game goofy white supremacist liberals just can't resist trolling black people even when they know they are shooting themselves in the foot. Look at this. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And dark skinned brother, 11-month member. Yes, indeed. Keep up the amazing work, my warrior brother. Shout out to you, my good brother, and salute and thank you for being a member for 11 months. Shout out and salute to you, Black First. Peace, peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. Thank you for being here and for your support. Lawrence Lilly in the house. Black First, brother. Appreciate you being here. We have Patricia Slade in the house. Black First, Jersey City in the building. Thank you for being here as well. And we have our good sister, as always, in the building. Shalom, Black First fam. Judah Queen in the building. Do not forget to like and share this broadcast. And also, we have Alonda Hanslu in the house. Black First, cut that check. Absolutely. Foundational Black American in the building. Appreciate you being here. Thank you. Key Prince in the building. Black First, as always. Key Prince, appreciate you being here. And Lady Effa in the building. Clearly not our children because I didn't see not one black face. I know that's right. Shout out to you, my good sister. And we see Deneen Soul in the building. Black First. Yes, indeed. Welcome. Welcome, Deneen Soul. Always good to see you in the building. Miss D at Suite 201. Hey, Beatzilla. And hey to you. Thank you for being here once again. And a good Black First to you. Miss D at Suite 201. And we have One Who Cares in the building. Good evening. Good evening, my good sister. Always good to see you in the building as well. Shout out to you. Thank you for being here. And let's see who I see. We got our good brother David Boyd in the building. Salute to you, my good brother. Thank you for being here on this good midweek report. Thank you, my brother. Mr. Power Tool in the building, pulling double duty. Yes, indeed. Salute, my brother, as always. And Lady Effa said, peace, family, from Columbus, Ohio. That's what's up. That is what is up. All right. Lynette Williams, Montgomery, Alabama. Wow. Black first in the building. Yes, indeed. And male tears. Yes, indeed. Facts. Rhonda Smith in the building. Salute to you, Black first. Black first, my good sister. Always good to see you in the building as well. Black Spider in the house. Pacific Northwest Coast, Seattle, Washington in the building. Black Spider, salute to you, my good sister. And we got Sister Miriam in the building. Salute to you, my good sister, coming out of there from you out there out of Illinois. So salute to my good sister, Sister Miriam. All right. So right into this conversation, because we have other things to talk about as well. But getting to this. What a trio. So if you haven't heard the news, and this is kind of interesting, it's stuff like this that kind of lets me know when the fix is in, and they are really planning to usher in, the wave of how they're going to appeal to the black vote going into 2024. So you use a disgraced, washed up politician. You have a defunct gender divide media personality, and then you also have whatever the other one is. I still can't figure that out. Activist or some kind of deal. I'm not really certain. Still trying to work that one out in my mind. But nonetheless, Andrew Gillum, Tiffany Cross, and Angela Rye. And they have a new podcast coming out, amazingly enough. What's the interesting thing about it is the name of their podcast is literally Native Land Pod. I mean, really. So native as in like native Black American. Since when? Since when have they been doing anything like that? I find that, very interesting, and the timing is incredibly suspicious, to say the least. So, yes, let me get to this article. Where is it at? And the way it reads is really funny to me. I mean, for whatever reason it is. Anyway, this article, where did this come from? MSN. So one of the things they grabbed and put up. Anyway, let me see what we got in here. Okay. So it says the headline reads: former CNN, MSNBC contributors ink a iHeartMedia deal to host political podcast series. Wow. So a trio. This article is this story is by Ashley Collins. This is from like 6 days ago. And so anyway, it reads: a trio of political and news personalities, Andrew Gillum, Tiffany D. Cross, and Angela Rye, are bringing a fresh take on election year to coverage, on election year coverage rather, to iHeart Podcast. Wow, I got dyslexic there for a minute, didn't I? Oh yeah, Andrew, that very same Andrew Gillum with the passed out pictures and all of that. Reginald Jeter in the house. Welcome, my good brother. Appreciate you being here. Thank you. Man, yeah. Somebody posted those pictures not too long ago, too, by the way. Very recently. I'm like, oh, okay. Now it kind of makes sense on why. Nonetheless, Native Land Pod is the flagship show iHeartMedia's new political podcast network, Reason Choice Media, which is set to launch this year and will amplify diverse voices leading up to the 2024 U.S. presidential election. In each episode, Gillum, former political and mayor former politician and mayor of Tallahassee, Florida, Cross, TV personality, political analyst, and author, and Rye, TV host, social justice advocate, lawyer, and commentator, will address the news of the week through an unfiltered and unflinching lens. Now, what does that sound like? Who does that sound like? So they are coming out like, see, if what black media and the old black media was doing, then they wouldn't have to be switching up like this. And they've had these people, with the, I mean, for prime example, you had Tiffany Cross. Tiffany Cross was the remember Black Women Are the Culture, that whole gender dividing nonsense that they were pushing, and then that kind of backfired. You remember we could take the cape off. Oh Lord. Anyway, let's see. Reason Choice Media is a joint effort with iHeartMedia. And the founders include Rye, Charlemagne the God, and Chris Morrow, CEO of Loudspeakers Podcast Network. Quote, as we head into election year, we're excited to see how Native Land Pod, they don't put a whole podcast on it. It's just like pod, but it's a podcast. Elevates the political discourse and empowers listeners with new knowledge and diverse perspectives, said Will Pearson, president of iHeart Podcasts, in the announcement. Quote, launching Native Land Pod before one of the most consequential elections in our lifetime is our mandate, said Rye. Quote, being able to co-host along with friends who have become family to talk about political and social issues from our perspective is an honor. Added Cross, quote, the cable news industry has stubbornly refused to speak to the rising majority of America. That's where we come in. We are relatable political. Wait. Hold on now. Hold on now. We're really gonna do that. Oh wait. Hold on. Okay, let me show you all this. Okay, y'all can see this yourselves. Okay. So I want to make that bigger, but anyway, we're gonna do this. So what was that? So they're gonna be the relatable source. That's how this is gonna work now. They're going to be the relatable source, and then you just gonna move over there and start listening to them. Now, if they were so relatable, how is it that Tiffany Cross lost her show? Andrew Gillum was a politician who fell in scandal, and you're trying to reinvent him. That's how you know the fix is in, because you got a whole black man with a for real scandal on his hands. I mean, pictures, public pictures to boot. And here we are. We really gonna do this. It just never ceases to amaze, But I guess, Lord. So Tiffany added cross, yeah. So we are a lot of a political group, the speech dive. So yeah, we are your relatable political group chat where news is digestible and speaks directly to you. So are they all of a sudden going to start talking about reparations? I bet you they don't. Gillum noted. I'm excited to join Angela and Tiffany for some much needed talk about our politics, our people, and our collective work to reshape the way political conversations are had, that ultimately inspires listeners to do the work that leads to our greater freedom and political liberation. Listeners can find a home where their lived experiences are reflected and where their ideas are validated. Are you kidding me? We gotta remember we could take the cape off, right? Ain't that the line? What are we talking about here? All of a sudden, oh yeah, the dialogue is different now. Huh? Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. But this is what they doing, So just let's see how they moving with it. So going on. The series launches January 11th. Oh, so tomorrow. And new episodes will drop every Thursday. Listen to the trailer below in the first episode. They discuss politics in this election year and navigating the cable news industry. The show certainly won't shy away from controversy, even if it's personal. CNN is an identity crisis, Rise says of her former network in the teaser. They keep launching shows that are epic fails, so I'm eager to see one succeed. Meanwhile, the former Florida gubernatorial candidate gets candid about defeating a corruption case this spring. I wasn't guilty, but we can talk about who was and who still is, Gillum says. I'm prepared to unpack a lot of this. I don't know if that was the best line to use right there, that whole packing line, but whatever. Yeah, moving on. The teaser ends with Gillum asking Cross, what the hell went on with you and MSNBC? He is, of course, referring to the sudden cancellation of her show, The Cross Connection, in November 2022, the move which the network had chalked up to change in programming strategy for weekend mornings sparked fierce backlash. Dozens of black leaders signed. No. See, and then this is where they go off. Dozens of black leaders? Dozens of black leaders, huh? Oh, Lord. So, okay. So dozens of black leaders signed a letter to MSNBC President Rashida Jones in response to the decision. This season is too grave a moment in American history to silence the voices of black women who time and again save America from itself. Now, with that being said, see, now all of a sudden, did you notice this is the first time that reflecting to Her situation back then, she had to go back to the woman. You go to the woman line, that's the woman line. But now what they're bringing all of a sudden is this collectively black energy. Have y'all noticed that? Like I have really heard a lot more about just blanket black voters. Before, it's always been about black women voters. Never mentioned men, of course. They never mentioned black men, but they specifically would always mention black women voters. Now they're just simply talking about the black vote. There is no, and we will, of course, see the gender divide trying to come in. That was the whole purpose of the color purple. But nonetheless, and like I said, I can't get over the timing of Jonathan Major's situation and the color purple coming out. But oh well. Just things that it makes you say, Okay, Tiffany Cross has long been one of those black women. Her voice is needed more than ever. And this is what they were trying to do to save her. Black women, all right. And that didn't work. That's what they were selling. And that's what got her canned pretty much. Because that's what they were pushing. So if you're going to try to appeal with the same line that pretty much ran obsolete, because as in the black grassroots and the black space, and see, this is one thing that's undeniable. Home is always home, and home ain't Hollywood. So this is one of the biggest lessons that a lot of them are having to learn, because it used to be just give up, roll over, and let's do what the Democrats want us to do. But you cannot put so much in people's faces and act like they still can't see what you're doing. And at this point, it's blatant and obvious. But, always remember, they will set up these do-nothing Negroes to make sure that, hey, and this goes to a long-standing tradition. Black singers, entertainers, sports players, preachers, politicians, who themselves are pretty much just actors. You know what I mean? But let's see. Public, let's see. Okay, public details have remained sparse, but it seems Cross didn't mince words on the new pod. Ooh, where do I begin? She says. Well, first of all, let me start with another network talking a lot of S about me. She trails off as the music fades in. Now think about what happened in Tiffany Cross's case, though. She had the whole scenario of her whole situation of trying to call out white men, even if they were at Fox News, they wasn't having that. And so they got her out the paint. And the rest is history. Because, that's how that works. You know what I mean? That is just simply how that works. That is the nature of the beast that we deal with. So with that being said, I'm very interested to see how their show turns out, or their podcast. So maybe I'll tune in tomorrow. Will y'all be tuning in? Y'all gonna tune in tomorrow? I don't think I'm checking this one out. So we have, the defunct trio, the defunct three. And maybe that's what they should be called. The defunct three. Maybe I should have called the broadcast that. Because I say tools and super glue. Because think about it. All of them have been fired from their jobs in media. Well, with the exception, of course, of Andrew Gillum, the people spoke in that case. But, nonetheless, all of them have been fired. And Andrew Gillum, in great disgrace, didn't work out in the long run, selling out your people. And these people have been far too, how we say, ready to sell us up the river at every given chance. And showing us, that, hey, man, look at Clyburn. Look at Clyburn. Clyburn is a prime example. And that's it. There's young Clyburns in training. And we have to look out for these type of individuals. The young Clyburns in training. And people act like they all look like they all gonna look like Clarence Thomas or Jesse Lee Peterson. And that's not necessarily going to be the case. However, you are going to have to pay attention to how people are talking and how people are sounding. But and sometimes messages are so extremely clear that you just better take some folks at their word.
Dear white people, I don't know which one of y'all need to hear this shit, but I fucking love y'all. And I want y'all to know, even though I can't speak for every black person, I know every white person isn't racist. And I want y'all to know, once again, every black person don't hate every white person. Can't speak for everybody, I only can speak for myself. And I'll be honored if you'll be my friend. So if you'll be my friend, hit that plus button and let's make change. Because I'm going to make a difference.
Oh, family. What does this man deserve a nice tall bottle of? Fresh off the shelves. Sir, you get one of these.
Sambo.
Oh, good grief. But also, let's take a flashback and listen to one of our elder soldiers, rest in peace, and teachers and riders. You know what I'm saying? But let's hear what he had to say, because people say, hey, the whole delineation thing, we got to deal with, we all got to come together and whatnot. Well, and then remember what I played in my last broadcast. You heard that woman from, In Cobra, try to say that, well, hey, we're going to dispel the myth that Africans sold black folks into slavery. There are Africans sold Africans into slavery. That's not true. Well,
oh, yes, some of you don't like that. You say Africa don't owe us nothing. Oh, hell, yes, they do. Some continental Africans brag about the slave trade. Some of them say, oh, my father and my great-grandfather was in the slave business. I mean, they're pompous Negroes. And they walk you out and show you everything that they have. Like they little white women or little white men.
To this day, how is Tether Twitter, especially when it comes down to interracial sexual access? Groovin' Gorilla comes to mind. And all of these dudes with the weird food videos where they freaking out over food and all of that madness. Yeah. But, the one right there, I had to give him like, nah, you get an official Sambo, buddy. Because, nah, man. Nah. Now, Let me see. Where do I need to go? I need to. Where do I want to go next? Okay, I'll go here because this needs to be seen as well. Let me show y'all this. Do I see coming in the building? I see some more of our family up in the house. Let me see. Let me check here. Looks like some family came in the building. All right, where y'all at? I'll scroll up a bit. Check this chat. Okay. I think I'm caught up. All right, we do have Extreme X. Hello, black people. Extreme X in the building. Salute to you. Thank you for being here this evening. We have Magic Dragon Lady Flawless in the building. Black First, foundational Black American family. Yes, indeed. Let's see. Derek Parker in the house. Black First family. Thank you for being here. I appreciate that. And we have, there we go. Yo 103 Queenin. Welcome, Yo 103 Queenin. Thank you for being here this evening. Yes, indeed. Oh, yeah. I can't keep thinking about that. It's all bad. Angelica Lena in the building. Hey, Beatzilla moderators and family in the chat. Black First. Shout out to you. Thank you for being here this evening. Always good to see you in the building. And we have our good sister C. Terry in the house. Shout out to you, Black First. Black First. Always a pleasure to have you in the house. Let's see. Did I get everybody? Okay. I think I got everybody. All right. So, okay, I got it. So this other little piece right here, these folks and their crying black men in media. And maybe it's coming to that season to where these people feel like they really have to kind of turn it up a notch. In my opinion, you really don't. But I can't help but notice seeing more of this type of stuff.
I'm going to try to get through this. Thank you for what you did 3 years ago today. Please tell me your thoughts on this third anniversary.
We are still in the midst of the same fight that began on January 6th.
Oh, Lord. Try to get through this.
Buck dancing, shuffling, scratching, bootlicking, bamboozling, Uncle Tom Negro.
Up here crying, I just don't know how to thank you. Oh my goodness. And that's what they want to see on TV. That's almost like one of them call like a dog whistle or something like that. You letting them know, like, hey, I ain't know about no trouble. Just got to let you know I ain't trying to get in no trouble. No, sir. No, not me. I was a good one. See, I know how them other ones over there be, but I was a good one over here. Now, don't be looking at me for trouble. No, sir. No. I don't want no trouble, sir. No, sir, boss. Negro, you get one of these.
Sambo.
Sad. You got this dude up here looking, and I can't judge a book by the cover. Got this dude up here looking like Richard Spencer's cousin. I'm gonna try and see if I can get through this. And he a damn cop. If you don't stop it, if you don't stop, good grief, how embarrassing. Negroes, man. I mean, come on, man. And oh man, speaking of these weirdo Negroes and these Democratic shills that know they need to get out here and start crying and whining, skinning and grinning. There was some news. Oh well, actually, you know what? Yeah, let me play it. Let me get this in here. Wait a minute. Bear with me real quick, because there's some news coming out of Atlanta. It ain't about Trump. Well, I guess it kind of is. But, I mean, wow. So, within this whole debacle and of them, trying to really gain attention towards Trump's legal woes, which, again, Trump has nothing to do with the Black agenda. The Republicans have nothing to do with the Black agenda. The Black agenda has nothing to do with left liberals and the Democrats. And no. The Black agenda has to do with the Black voice, the street, the people. And now, we're going to have to get to that because, and like I said, I did the broadcast on tool breaking season, well, even when you're in the job of doing their bidding, it's still not looking like it's giving results. Obviously, they feel, or the results aren't coming fast enough to besmirch Trump to make these numbers turn around and around, but well, within all of these other ones falling, this happens.
Fox News alert, a sex scandal is rocking President Trump's case in Georgia. The Fulton County, Georgia District Attorney, Fani Willis, has been accused of appointing her lover as a special prosecutor in the case against Donald Trump. DA Fani Willis is responsible for taking Trump's mugshot, also allegedly financially benefited from hiring her lover, Nathan Wade, on that Trump case. This is according to a motion that was just filed by Wade, the co-defendant. Now, who is this romantic partner who Fani Willis hired? He was just a private attorney who's never even tried a felony case. Even the Times says he has, quote, limited experience trying high-profile cases. But get this, Fani's alleged lover has been paid nearly $1 million in legal fees already. Who authorized the payments?
Oh, man. Ooh. The price for selling your soul is so, Angelica Lena, I got to get that sound effect. I got to get that in here. I have that too. I need to put that off up in here because woo-wee, wah, 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 wah. Oh, man. So not only is your business in the streets, but you're doing dirty business with the books. While over here, got a whole RICO. Truth be told, I see now why people are like, Young Thug need a mistrial. And in all actuality, people might have a point. Because if this is the case, then so not only should Trump's case be tossed out, but actually so should Young Thug's. So they were up there, I guess people are up there yelling mistrial in Young Thug's case. So you got a lot of scandal going on down there right now. This is messy.
Oh, that would be Fannie. Where'd she get the money? Oh, that's your money. Came from the taxpayers.
Uh-oh.
They've allegedly gone on luxury vacations to Napa Valley.
Uh-oh.
Even taking Caribbean cruises.
Mm-hmm.
And Fannie isn't even denying that she's hired a guy she's sleeping with to prosecute Trump. Now, the judge jumper.
The judge jumper. Angelic Elena, you got it right. White supremacist breaks its tools. Shout out to Professor Black Truth. Shout out to that brother as well. Salute to that man. Oh my goodness. Well, I not like I'm surprised. I mean, half of the dirt that these folks do that doesn't get talked about in the mainstream media, there's plenty of it. But, like I said, we're in, like Cat Williams said, we are in the year of truth. If I believe correctly, this is the dragon year, isn't it? Is this the year of the dragon? So, it's a different era. And I think for a person like I'm laughing because what I'm looking at on my other screen. I just lost my train of thought because this person on my screen just made me lose my total train of thought, family. I gotta get this in here for you because the other conversation of the day that we are having in here, we're talking about when we're talking about broken tools, but we're talking about tools and superglue. And it's tool breaking season. And what are the other tools that is about to be broke? And like we said, because the exposure is coming out. I've seen also a thing on X to where they were talking about Hillary Clinton got well, I've heard about this for years, but Hillary Clinton and some other person got a like snuff film out here on the dark web. And then I noticed on the on X, they're putting out the notifier or whatever saying that, oh, well, this isn't true, and trying to dispel it. It's like, it's on the dark web. How the hell would you be able to dispel that? If we can't find it because we don't have access to wherever they're getting it from, doesn't mean it doesn't exist somewhere. You understand what I'm saying? So watching things like that, how they protect these people, is very eye-opening. But they don't protect the black ones. And I wonder how long, or much longer will it be till they finally break this tool?
He would appoint the first African-American woman to sit on that court. He got the opportunity, and he did it. Thank you. But Joe Biden didn't stop there. He has put Michelle Childs, a black woman from South Carolina, on the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals, the second highest court in the land. He didn't stop there. He's put another South Carolinian, an African-American woman, on the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals, Deandra Benjamin. But it didn't stop there. Joe Biden has appointed more women of color to our circuit courts than all the former presidents combined.
Now, he told you a bunch of symbolic gestures that mean absolutely nothing. When are they going to break Catfish Nugget off? Oh, my Lord. And you know, I see how they're running him out there, and they're making a big deal out of him, you know, running again. It just made me think, you know, I'm one of those individuals that likes to look back. But before we look back at something, let's just see where both of them, because people might just say, well, hey, that's Joe Biden and where Joe Biden's mind is at. And see, Joe Biden and Clyburn, they're old. And see, Kamala Harris has different ideas. Well, never forget.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
In this moment, we are witnessing a full-on attack on hard-fought, hard-won freedoms and rights. Just consider, on the one side, they want to ban books. On the other side, we want to ban assault weapons. They think government should tell a woman what to do with her body. We trust women to know what is in their own best interest. And women trust us to protect their fundamental freedoms. And at this moment in history, I say, let us not throw up our hands when it's time to roll up our sleeves. And I know that when we fight, we win.
That was a minute of babbling nothingness. She said absolutely nothing. And they're trying to take away our freedoms and this and that. You know, it's amazing. And this is how you know this woman is not black. Because freedoms and freedoms and freedoms. Black folks don't talk like that. Freedoms, freedoms, and our freedoms and our freedoms and freedoms. Ain't no black people talking like that. Ain't no black people talking like that nowhere. That is not happening. But what is happening is a look back to the campaign trail from 2020. And let's just see what was going on. Because when people say, hey, you guys don't do your homework and research and this and that. Okay, well, let's just look at what was going on. And this is, again, South Carolina. See, we're going to visit the whole deal in connection with South Carolina this evening right here. So, starting with the campaign.
Those of you who've been knocked down, counted out, left behind, this is your campaign. And the decisions Democrats make all across America in the next few days will determine what this party stands for, what we believe, and what we'll get done. The Democrats nominate me, I believe we can beat Donald Trump. Keep Nancy Pelosi in the House of Representatives as Speaker and take back the United States Senate. And if the Democrats want a nominee who's a Democrat, a lifelong Democrat, a proud Democrat, An Obama-Biden Democrat.
Do you hear all this damn cheering? Do you hear all of this doggone cheering that they doing? Now, there is something to be said about South Carolina, and I remember something that Brother Marcel had mentioned. There's a lot of those old faithful black Democrats that all they know is catfish Clyburn. And that's what, that's a real deal thing down there. Hey, he giving us these catfish nuggets. I mean, that it's insane as it sounds, but whew, he is getting there. Oh, there. Wow. This is off the chain. And an Obama Biden Democrat, yeah, they'll use those Obama bucks. And he's peddling those Obama dollars, ain't he? Good grief.
Join us.
Ooh-wee.
We have won the New Hampshire primary. We have won the Nevada caucus. But you cannot win them all. A lot of states out there, and tonight we did not win in South Carolina. And that will not be the only defeat. There are a lot of states in this country, nobody wins them all. I want to congratulate Joe Biden on his victory tonight.
No,
and
this is 2020.
We enter Super Tuesday in Virginia.
But I said if I didn't see a path to winning, that I'd suspend my.
So these are the people who dropped out back then. Now, but I'm just paying attention to that. That's why he's going back. That's why Joe Biden was in South Carolina. So South Carolina is very important to Joe Biden's campaign. Now, here's the one thing that, as much as these janky folks out here tried to dispel Marcel Dixon, we see now that Greg Marcel Dixon, as few votes as he got, everybody gloated over that. Some of us still believe that that wasn't a legitimate number in the first place. With that being said, he's made enough ruckus for them to have to mention his name. And that we don't know if he's running again or not against Clyburn, which most people, thinks I'm pretty positive that's what he already mentioned that's what he's doing. So he's running against Clyburn again. I hope other people will run against these old do-nothing politicians that have been there that are only willing to die in their job. They don't care about the people. They care about the job. They don't care about none of the folk. So let me see here. I think we'll go to the church. I think that's what we'll do, because we need to touch on this, and then we'll hit the rest. Where shall I start? Because he talks a few white supremacy. The one thing that gets me about Joe Biden is that he will just spend all of his time telling black folks how bad we have it. Like, we're unaware how we're affected. You know what I mean? That these are the things that this dude does. So let me no, let me hear him. Okay, I think this is the one. Let me check something real quick. Okay, no. Bear with me just 1 second. Okay, that's not it. Okay, I think this must be. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I'll start here because now all of a sudden the Civil War is a conversation, which is very interesting. I guess people are just picking bits and pieces and trying to see. They're throwing everything out there against the wall to see what sticks, to see how they can get a rise out of black folks. So with this, you go to a black church, not only a black church, but to where a racial ambush massacre happened at the hands of a neo-Nazi Confederate anti-black racist in Dylan Roof, who literally took the lives of people to whom he was praying with. You understand what I'm saying? And yes, by the way, there is an event out there in South Carolina on the 15th. And, our brother Marcel Dixon and brother Black Alpha Network will be there. And so I hope the Foundation of Black America will show up and support, because all of them that Brothers Beat just played, it is going to be there. And if applicable, yeah, I know that's right, so should we. I would say so. If y'all can make that, I think I'll be heading towards a family funeral. Well, a funeral of my grandmother passed, so I'll be heading in the opposite direction. But I will be with the family in spirit. Yes, indeed, because I'm sure it's going to be a lot warmer than where I'm going. It's about to be cold. It's cold out here right now. Thank you, Sister Mary. I appreciate that. And, she was a good, solid, foundational Black American woman who seen 100 years and 4 months on this earth. So, yeah, that is some time to have lived. So, yes, indeed. Thank y'all, family. I appreciate the well wishes. I appreciate that. And so getting it said that froze picture of Biden. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Angelica. Later, I'll see you. Okay, so let's get back to what this dude has to say.
Or the defeated Confederates could accept the verdict of the war. They had lost. They say they embraced what's known as the lost cause, a self-serving lie that the Civil War is not about slavery, but about states' rights. They've called that the noble cause. That was a lie that had not just a lie, but it had terrible consequences. It brought on Jim Crow. So let me be clear, for those who don't seem to know, slavery was the cause of the Civil War. There's no negotiation about that.
Now, with that being said, slavery was the cause of the Civil War. Well, when you have reparations given to the people who actually succeeded for that cause, how do you make good to the people that you're standing in front of? You understand what I'm saying? Oh, thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank you again. Thank you again, family. I appreciate that. So yeah, when when you see, and just take a good look at the audience. You understand what I'm saying? Take a good, solid look at the audience. I see this. And this isn't, well, number one, this isn't your typical church crowd. It's not a Sunday morning. It's a Monday morning. So this is a stunt. And so this looks more like, well, hell, it looks like what it is. It's a political event. And that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like a political, like is that no, that's not even a kid. So, okay, there's no children. There's 0 children present. I mean, you probably hard pressed to find someone under the age of 25 in this crowd. If y'all just look around on the screen, can y'all pick one out? I'm not sure on, like, some of y'all probably watching on big TVs right now. Yeah, when you look at that screen, you don't see no children and you don't see no young folk. Oddly enough. Very interesting crowd.
Now we're living in an era of a second lost cause. Once again.
What? Okay. Second lost cause, huh?
And there's some in this country trying to turn a loss into a lie. A lie which, if allowed to live, will once again bring terrible damage to this country. This time, the lie is about the 2020 election. The election which you made, your voices heard, and your power known. Just 2 days ago, we marked the 3rd anniversary of one of the darkest days in American history, January the 6th, the day in which insurrectionists stormed the United States Capitol, trying for the first time in American history to stop the peaceful transfer of power in the country.
Family, what the hell does that have to do with anything? You literally went to this church where these people, I mean, and then come to grandstand on these folks. Joe Biden says, pompous as they come, family. Man, it is amazing to me. Okay, so he had, and here's more of the whole doing nothing while pretending you're saying something about why you should vote for him. It just never ceases to amaze me. And then people gonna try to push this. Man, y'all see, he went down to that church and talked to the family. Now, I'm an AME. I know some of them people down there. They said he's some good people and we need to vote for Joe Biden. Matter of fact, we just not need to just vote for Joe Biden. We need to vote for all of them. Blue, no matter who.
So a home owned by a black family on one side of a highway, built by the same builder on the other side of the highway, and a white guy living in it. The white guy's home is valued more than the black guy's. No, I know you know it. But guess what? That's how you build generational wealth.
Yes. And you know how else generational wealth gets prevented? Gentrification. Gentrification, which in most cases and scenarios have taken place in democratic towns, in democratic cities, and democratic ran states. That's where gentrification has flourished. Now, think of this. See, this is what you want black people to do, to continue to keep voting blue no matter who. We have to overlook the gentrification and running. I mean, so our communities have consistently been government targeted. Think of what the Homestead Act is. or was. At this moment, you have something that is basically the effect of the Homestead Act off the books with this migrant invasion coming here. And now they're trying to play on people's pities and goodwill and say, hey, everybody deserves to just come here to America and be here and get asylum. They just need to get some papers. No, they don't. What they need to do is go get their land popping. Because again, the places where these people come from, there's still things there thriving. But I mean, this dude just gonna show up and tell you, well, yes, I know you guys are getting done wrong, and this is pretty much how you're getting done wrong. I mean, they don't need you to tell them how they're being done wrong. Like the things that this dude does is just insane. So here's again him telling the congregation that is, of course, from the church. They're there. So, well, again, I can't even say that these people are from the church, because at the end of the day, this is a staged event. It's a very staged event. Which makes it even more disrespectful, because you're using, and it's disrespectful, a slap in the face, because this is purposely coming to town to come before black people to boldly con you. Now, I ain't gonna give a shit, but listen to me, and man, your conditions is bad. Oh boy, your conditions is bad. You see, man, one white guy over there across the other side of the tracks got the same house. And then, well, because you're in this neighborhood. No, because I'm black. It has nothing to do with, because me and him could live next door to each other, and that appraiser is still going to undercut me. That little ditty is being proven. So until there are things like laws and protections that make sure that doesn't happen, which for all the different legislations that could be levied for black people, the Congressional Black Caucus is at its height. And now a lot of these organizations and a lot of these groups will say, well, hey, we are Democrats, so we are managing a district. So what is good for our districts? And then they try to get like that, but you come to these people for their votes because you need them to get in. But this is extremely ridiculous, and shame on all of them black folks and them pastors. But this is why black folks are leaving the black church alone, because stuff like this will show you who hates black folk. And sometimes it is just simply the truth that black folks sometimes just simply hate other black folks. And a lot of these old church Negroes, these boule organizational Negroes, oh man, they can't stand the so-called troublemaker Negro. You understand what I'm saying? That pastor got paid. That's what Black Spider said. You already know. Miriam said, while his policies push gentrification and extrication of our peoples being pushed out of our communities, giving everyone money while telling us empty token slogans, get out of here, white supremacist ice monkey. leading black people astray, right? Telling you. And that's where they go. Because see, again, where they think it's supposed to be safe. But this isn't a Sunday morning service. This is a Monday morning. I don't know what it was. I mean, it other than a political stumping tactic. That's all I really see. That's about all that's happening here.
17th, 2015, the beautiful souls, 5 survivors, invited a stranger into this church to pray with them. The word of God was pierced by bullets of hate, of rage, propelled by not just gunpowder, but by a poison that's for too long haunted this nation. What is that poison? White supremacy. Oh, it is. It's a poison.
Oh, boy. Now, okay. White supremacy, this country was founded on it. The way they're trying to reinvent Lincoln is very interesting as well, because they're trying to be like, see, Lincoln freed slaves, and you know he made the South give up them slaves. Lincoln wasn't no fan of black folks neither. And they all were fans of supremacy. And that doesn't really need to even be argued, because truth be told, a lot of that's in literature. So there's that. But again, moving on.
Poison throughout our history has ripped this nation apart. This has no place in America. Not today, tomorrow, or ever. From that day, this nation saw this congregation, this community, demonstrate one of the greatest acts of strength I have ever seen.
Listen.
I mean it sincerely from the bottom of the act of forgiveness.
Oh, boy. See, right there, the act of forgiveness. What are you talking about? The act of forgiveness. That wasn't no great thing, other than you looking at it as a great thing. Boy, y'all was some good Negroes. You came out and you forgave. What they forgiven? What the hell are they forgiven? And nonetheless, they did that. But again, always remember, there's some handkerchief head Negroes hanging around somewhere, ready and willing to do that bidding. Why? Because they hate black people. What? No, man, them folks is black themselves. What you mean they hate black folk? Okay, when you look at a Tyler Perry and an Oprah Winfrey and a Lee Daniels, 3 powerful, rich black folks with money, they would use their power and position to blackball another black artist. And that goes for other people in the industry. Like, that's the type of person you're dealing with. These people will stab you in the back super quick. They do not rock with black folks. Take a good look. This is your founding fathers of your Congressional Black Do-Nothing Caucus. And now we're sitting up here with another do-nothing Negro, handkerchief head old Negro with old catfish Clyburn, sitting over here ushering this man in front of the folks to hear a bunch of Joe Biden, Democratic, empty promises, nothing burger babble.
The act of grace. It was as President Obama sang from here, Amazing Grace. It changed hearts. You did something It may not have happened but for your courage. You brought down the Confederate flag in South Carolina. You brought it down. No, you did.
Obama came here and he sang Amazing Grace. He literally said that he made mention of Obama coming there to sing Amazing Grace. That's not like that's the major, like what did black folks gain? Oh. Oh my Lord. This dude, it just never stops with him. And then you have, his counterpart. She was back in Georgia today, getting it in with some more up and comers, ready to. I'm sure probably every black person in this picture is tied to a fraternity or a sorority. I guarantee it. Okay. So, but here's the funny thing. He sang Amazing Grace. Amazing Grace. Now, who was the other, when the other time they tried to get Obama on? Oh, you know what? Was that George Floyd? That person, I believe they identify as a woman. It was at one of them. I believe it was George Floyd's violent unaliving that the killer is doing time for. Derek Chauvin. Y'all remember the press conference where like I said, the person I believe identifies as a woman. Starts in Amazing Grace. So try to get that whole pulling. Let me get up here in this moment of tragedy, racial tragedy at that. It starts singing Amazing Grace. It's like, oh, painful. Now, something else that has surfaced is, how they learn the words to a good song or a black song or a gospel song, or learn the hymn. Well, as y'all know, we have some standards in gospel music that folks, and especially with the old black church folk, they gonna really just latch on to it. So here is just some evidence of how much they just use black people as tools. And so just check the disrespect for yourself.
I don't feel no ways tired. I come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy. I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me.
We've come too far from where we started. Nobody told me the road would be easy. I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. My fellow Americans, I don't think the good Lord brought us this far to leave us behind.
You said, don't let a crackhead sing at your funeral. Oh, no. Oh, Lord. So I don't feel no waste time. I mean, come on. Not even original. You going to the same old playbook. Well, yeah, this one really gets them old Negroes riled up. I tell you, just listen, go sing this song for them, and yeah, you'll have them in your hands. And so if you go into the AME church, then you want to pull out one of them good old black standard hymns. I don't feel no way time. I'm too far from west. Oh, come on. We going all the way back to James Cleveland for you, huh? You think you think Joe Biden be listening to James Cleveland records? Y'all think you'd be bumping James Cleveland records? Whew. Oh. Oh man, the just the lack of giving a damn. That's what it is for me. I mean, they come in there. I guess they're so used to using black folks as pawns and tools for so long that it just becomes such a routine that, you know, they just go in there and do it like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? And the one that obviously, see, at least Joe Biden has had the political experience to kind of be savvy, versus when you have a person that is just chosen and picked to be there for whatever reason, like this one.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Your presidential career in the dirt. So what do? You walk right into that. Now, moving on to the next, and I think this is the last video. This part here really is there's a few different dynamics going on with this one, because, okay, look at it this way. You have him talking, and then you have the people interrupting. And then you have the ready-made cheerleaders in the audience coming in, 4 more years, 4 more years. Now, he done came in there, told you how bad you have it, and somebody came in here, white supremacy. He didn't even tell you what he gonna do against white supremacy. It is a poison. Word. And now he's using the same terminology as Donald Trump, because Donald Trump said that the invaders are poisoning the America. Which, look at New York, look at Chicago, and these other places that are telling you that you need to be more caring, and to these folks who don't care about Americans at all. They have no loyalty to their own land. And they want us to bear the brunt of them. I strongly disagree. But then also there's another part at play, and there's a conflict over there in the Gaza Strip between Palestine and Israel. And that right there, coupled with the loss and the ever losing of the black vote, when black folks are your voter base in the first place, when you step into a position like this, this is time to start delivering tangibles. To do anything less just means that you wanted to just throw it all away. Now, with these other people in here, this is what I don't like. This is a space where black folks should be getting talked about And here you come hijack the moment to get your stuff off. So that's real dirtbaggish of them to come in there talking about Palestine and whatnot. What Palestine got to do with them black folks in Mother Emanuel? So see, that part, I have an issue with that level of disrespect as well. But nonetheless, let's hear this.
If you really care about the lives lost here, you should honor the lives lost and call for a ceasefire in Palestine. Ceasefire!
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
Look at that, audience. Now, what is that white man down there at the bottom of your screen doing? You see towards the front and the right. Y'all see this dude up here with his hand up like he praising the Lord? And then a couple rows behind him, there's somebody with their cell phone up. They up here like, yeah, we gonna praise the Lord for Joe Biden. And then you got all the random clergy in there, because I'm seeing a bunch of random callers. I mean, these folks, how you got, look at the white men. Why they hands up like they praising God? Kind of interesting.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Look, folks, I understand their passion, and I've been quietly working with the Israeli government to get them to reduce and significantly get out of Gaza. I'm using all that I can to do it.
Wow. So then you get see this, because that helps Joe Biden too, although that's not really a good topic for him though. But the conversation that really needs to be had where he's at is about doing something for that particular voter base. You have this is my problem with these other groups. Every time we're up there having something about us, here they come to interject themselves within our mix. And that ain't cool. They keep coming over here. Well, we need to make this conversation about, this group or that group or this situation or that situation. Never. The people that you're literally in front of. You ain't in front of those other groups. You're not in front of Palestinians. You're not in front of Israelis. You are in front of black folks who literally had an anti-black ambush happen in them walls. And then to just take it and pivot, that's total trash to me. Meanwhile, at the same time that he's doing his grandstanding in front of these old do-nothing boule church Negroes, they put out a press release this week or last week about, how they brought in the year. Look at this. Now, let's hear. Let's hear from. Well, we'll start with the some of the shields, and I can't remember this one particular cat's name, but he one of the CNN regular dudes. Not sure this particular fella's name, but he obviously favors the Democrats, so I'll preface that. But listen, and Nina Turner, since she's got kicked out of the squad, she's out here doing her thing. DSM Sinister, I see you in the chat. Shout out to you, brother. I appreciate you being here. And B Mick in the house, I see you. Yes, sir. Black first, black first. So yeah, since she got kicked out of the squad, things is, she kind of talks a little different. So that's cool. And, she doesn't really pump the Democrats so super tough. Though I'm sure people are waiting for when that last 11th hour pivot happens to say, well, this is just the best we got. No. So let's hear this particular take on the absolute horrible, blasphemous pandering that just took place in South Carolina.
Many politicians come to the Black church at the last minute. This is an example of that. Why wasn't he at Mother Emanuel last year or the year before that or the year before that? This president said that he was uniquely positioned because he was the vice president for the first African-American president of this country to address the issues that uniquely animate the African-American community. Well, the African-American community is under assault globally. We got Black women being attacked out in the open. Hello, Harvard University president.
Well, to be quite honest, when he was the vice president, Black folks was under attack. Mother Emanuel was on his watch. All of these things Mike Brown, these are firmly on his watch. Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice, these are on his watch. So it's not new. And it's not, news that this has been going on. So let's not present it like that. But I understand.
We have the rolling back of affirmative action by the United States Supreme Court. We didn't get the minimum wage passed, no John Lewis Voting Rights Act, no George Floyd policing and justice. And the list goes on and on and on. So the work that needs to be done to show the Black community in particular that this president not only can give a pretty speech, but that he can pass pretty policies, that he can push pretty policies that make a difference in material conditions, that just has not happened. And to stage this in the Black church at this moment when there is a rollback that's happening in this country, and a total full frontal assault on Black people, our history, our being, everything about us, is almost a little too late.
I would have to agree with it. It's too late for sure. And they're feeling it. They are definitely feeling it. And, where is that? How to play that? The other things that's going on with the Democrats, they know exactly why they're losing what they're losing. Or either they're just purposely that oblivious, which I don't know. Maybe there's something to that. But I expect certain things out of certain people. So for instance, an AOC, I expect her to advocate for immigrants. However, we shouldn't be seeing Congressional Black Caucus members advocating for immigrants, especially illegal immigrants. However, family, y'all remember that I've been telling you about that Caribbean Black Caucus, right? Well, here's one of their members who mentioned about her, talking about her district. Let me know what you guys think about this one.
From Brooklyn, New York, we have a diaspora that can absorb a significant number of these migrants. And when I hear colleagues talk about, the doors of the inn being closed, no room in the inn, I'm saying, I need more people in my district, but just for redistricting purposes.
Wow. Wow, she's bold enough to say that. But that's what, and mind you, she's Caribbean. This is what we talk about, tethers. Y'all be upset. Why do you call people tethers? This is why. Because you're in a position to actually be working on and in tandem with others to get legislation for Black America. But instead, they say we don't serve, but we're not here for Black America. We're here as a democratic organization that is led by Black folks, that ain't about the Black agenda. And it's now to the point to where the Congressional Black Caucus members are pushing an absolutely anti-Black agenda.
We like to only refer to our DACA recipients as dreamers, but our asylum seekers have dreams. Our CPS holders have dreams. Decades of anti-immigrant rhetoric and inaction by Congress has led to a cruel and unjust status quo. And as policymakers, we have a moral obligation to lead with compassion and chart a new way forward. As a co-chair of the House Haiti Caucus and Congresswoman for the Massachusetts 7th, the third largest Haitian diaspora in our country, I was encouraged to see the Biden administration take steps towards a more just and fair immigration system. And that is why it is deeply disturbing to hear that the White House and members of the Senate are considering harmful policies similar to Title 42 that would terrorize immigrant families, gut our asylum system, and scare folks from seeking the critical protections they need. America should be a place of refuge for people fleeing persecution. Immigrants are people. Asylum is a human right. Migrant families are not bargaining chips. And any policy that undermines this truth is not only unconscionable, it should also be a non-starter.
The treachery is just ridiculous with these people. Now, they'll get up there and talk all loud and energetic for all of these other groups. And then when it comes down to talking for Black folks, they act like cat got their tongue. Which does not, it does make sense because we know they are anti-Black in the first place. You understand what I'm saying? Now, we have this migrant, quote unquote, migrant crisis. And this is a point to where all the Democratic shills are trying to avoid. However, the politicians, they're hitting it head on. And so when we talk about vote down ballot and vote blue no matter who, we're voting for people who are literally actively promoting agendas that harm the Black community. How do we pull that off? Now, I expect that from this.
From all parts of the political spectrum, one of the biggest issues that we have when it comes to immigration is the fact that we have an undocumented population. Mm-hmm. Now, you can fix that by trying to build a wall, or you can fix that by trying to document people and create a path to citizenship. Mm-hmm. And we'll have folks that might say, look at these systems, that our shelter system has weight and things like that. But one of the reasons that our public systems experience weight is because people don't have a documented and reliable path to work and sustain themselves, just like all of our ancestors did and our grandparents and great-grandparents.
Now, I don't know who she's talking about while she's sitting up there talking like our ancestors did. She's talking to a black man. I'm not sure if that brother's background, and while he's sitting up there saying, I would have to ask the question, brother.
Where's your family from?
Because he over there just, yeah, I wonder just what's really happening. You dig? All right. Someone else. Oh, okay. All right. So, moving along. We'll see where I gotta go next. Oh, okay. Now, oh, this is always fun. Okay, so Al Sharpton, they want to tell us about the dangers. Al Sharpton and Michelle Obama, they're coming out talking about the dangers of Trump, the dangers of Trump. We just can't vote for that man. We just can't do it. So let me first play you Michelle Obama.
The things that keep me up, because you don't have control over them. And you wonder, where are we in this? Where are our hearts? What's going to happen in this next election? I am terrified about what could possibly happen, because our leaders matter. Who we select, who speaks for us, who holds that bully pulpit. It affects us in ways that sometimes I think people take for granted.
You think? Now let's play this Morning Joe.
These jackasses on cable networks will say, it's Trump derangement syndrome.
They won't even talk
that is
about it.
Actually empowering Donald Trump. Instead of just saying, if a guy wants to be president of the United States and he's blaming Abraham Lincoln for the Civil War because Lincoln refused to allow slavery to continue, maybe that's something.
Lincoln refused to allow slavery to continue. Let's not act like rewrite history. The Civil War was about slavery. Lincoln's main issue was not about slavery. So let's not. That was a strategic move. But again, the strategic move was already put in place. So ending slavery was not a situation of them, because he wasn't going to let him do it because there was some kind of moral compass dilemma. No. Cut that out.
We should focus on every day, along with all of the other deranged things this lunatic says.
No, there's no doubt about it. When you hear Donald Trump, who was the inciter and, in my judgment, participant of the insurrection, say that Lincoln should have negotiated the first insurrection, the Civil War, like you can negotiate with people saying, we demand the right to keep slaves. And as one that had forefathers that were slaves, to look at this election, you have the leading candidates saying you could have negotiated that away. Well, maybe we can just keep some slaves or have a time frame on it or whatever, but still keep slavery. That's what he's blaming Lincoln for not doing. To have another candidate not even bringing slavery up, we are dealing at a time that they are playing the game in politics of us against them, whether it's blacks, whether it's Jews, whether it's Latinos, and we cannot stand.
Wait. Wait. They're playing the game. It's us against them. So now we can't. What? You the hypocrisy. Boy, you know what the devil talking, don't you? And look at this Negro here. Mm, mm, mm. Lord.
For this, for Donald Trump to say him reading the Civil War books and saying that he could have negotiated or he could see where negotiation was, it reminds me of when they asked him his favorite Bible scripture. He said all of them. Ask him what book he read. There was room to deal with the Civil War differently, and he'll say all of the books because he hasn't read anything other than this kind of Hitler theory of the big lie. Throw it out there, blame it on somebody, in Hitler's case, the Jews, and then you can advance your political career. And America should not sanction that by voting for this man in Iowa or anywhere else.
And yet no prominent Republican calling him out on this. In fact, the Iowa caucus won't.
Really, what's the need to call him out for, though? You know? I mean, realistically, that's enough. He made promises to us, you know? And not only that, though. There's other issues going on right now with this man's whole whole campaign. It's getting worse and worse by the day, and the things that are going on in these hearings are pretty amazing. But first, let's get to this.
Capitol Hill, where House Republicans begin the process of holding Hunter Biden in criminal contempt of Congress. And the president's son made an unexpected appearance with his attorneys outside of the hearing room at the Capitol. The House Oversight and Judiciary Committees are holding separate markups of the contempt resolution. Now, they both subpoenaed Biden for his testimony as part of the impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden, but he refused to show up for a closed-door deposition last month, instead holding a press conference and demanding a public hearing. Hunter Biden did not say in today's hearing he didn't stay there for very long at all. He walked out when Georgia Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene started speaking.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Excuse me, Hunter. Apparently, you're afraid of my words.
Whoa! Oh.
I'd like to reclaim my time, Mr. Chairman.
Burst their bubble.
And that is video of Hunter Biden walking out of the hearing this morning, followed by a flock of cameras there. If the contempt resolution passes out of committee, it's referred to the full House for a vote. If that succeeds, the Justice Department would determine whether or not to prosecute. Well, the House-led impeachment inquiry into President Biden stems from unproven claims that he was involved in or financially benefited from his son's foreign business dealings. Both Bidens deny those allegations.
Unproven claims. You needed to tell us that they had unproven claims. That's interesting. You know, that reminds me of see, for them saying like the whole unproven claims thing, it just brings me back to Trump's false belief that he won the election. You know, they never really did that with Stacey Abrams, an avid election denier, when she lost. So it's funny how they've just gotten her completely out the paint. Like, Stacey Abrams has become an absolute non-factor. You haven't even seen her anywhere. She's been so invisible. She's over in Africa somewhere. got her up out of here. But, you know, it was very interesting. Some of the things that went on Capitol Hill. I want to play a couple of the pieces because there's some interesting. Okay, there's some interesting things that happened today in family. This is all about an oversight committee on Hunter Biden. Okay, you see it on your screen, right? Tia, you in the building, I see you. Shout out to you, Black First, my good sister. Shout out to you. Thank you for being here. So you see, House Oversight Committee debates holding Hunter Biden in contempt of Congress. That is the order of business. Let's see what happens.
Brown. Chair recognizes Ms. Brown.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I am not a lawyer, and nor do I try to pretend to play one on TV. But it is plain for all of us to see we are here on behalf of one man, the self-proclaimed dictator on day one, the twice impeached, 4 times indicted, insurrection initiator and supporter, election denier, convicted fraudster, and maniacal manipulator.
I'm just curious what Trump has to do with the House Oversight Committee debating holding Hunter Biden in contempt of Congress. Where does the connection, like we're only here because of all of the things that are bad with Trump and bad with Trump and Trump and Trump. Family. Okay, this is stuff like this. This is the one I really like to highlight because what she is doing is literally bringing the Democratic shield troll to Capitol Hill. And they be sounding crazy. That's why they sound crazy in your timeline and sound crazy in these chats. Good grief. But let's hear more.
From Mar-a-Lago, the one who lost and lost badly. We are here because my colleagues on the other side of the aisle have no positive agenda to run on. They have not accomplished one thing in their year in the majority to improve the lives of the people around this country. We are not here to hold the president in contempt of Congress. We are not even here to hold a member of President Biden's administration in contempt of Congress. For some reason, the majority has gathered us here to hold the president's son, his son, who I will remind all of us is not and has not ever been a government official, in contempt of Congress, despite his willingness to come testify publicly before this committee. So getting to the truth was never their actual goal. Instead of working together to solve big problems on behalf of the American people, my Republican colleagues continue to pursue a meritless, groundless, baseless investigation into the president's family. Meanwhile, back in my district, during our recess, I was literally dodging bullets at a funeral of a gun violence victim. And I never felt so powerless and vulnerable because I know that when I got back here, my colleagues on the other side of the aisle refused to do anything about it. Yet, they continue to make...
Okay. All right, sister. And that's where you just ran off the rails. Did you just try to get choked up over the issue of gun violence? Ma'am, some of us are old enough to have lived through the 90s. So listening to the gun violence victim, no, that's gang violence, ma'am. Street violence. You know, when you in them streets issue street justice. So wherever you're at and them streets is out there, then it's going to be some street business going on. And oftentimes in those streets, there's often gunplay. But you're saying you're going to, so maybe this woman is in Chicago. Maybe it happens like that. But I will say this. It still has nothing to do with the initial man that you just brought up. And Hunter Biden, actually, there's a black woman named Deja Taylor who's sitting in custody right now, separated from her kid, for the very same charge that Hunter Biden actually, I believe, is one of his pending situations. And she's, because you can't use drugs and buy a gun. And he's done that. Also, just like R. Kelly, he's got a Man Act situation as well. So you know, when all of that is coming out, sister, you're doing way too much.
Make efforts to ban books, rewrite history, make it harder for people that look like me to vote, and to make it harder for women to make their own health care.
Ah, there it is. There's the agenda. Have you heard anything about us? About her actual community to which she is a visible part of? Do nothing in training. A do nothing in training. Up and comer, shall I say. Apprentice.
Decisions. We see nothing on the other side of the aisle but distraction, diversion, deflection, delusion, divisiveness, and dangerous destruction of our ever so delicate democracy. So with that, I am tired of the political theater. I want to get to work for the people back home in the 11th Congressional District because they, quite frankly, don't care about Hunter Biden.
Will the gentleman
And with
yield?
that, I will yield the balance of my time to my ranking member.
Ms. Brown, thank you so much.
You know, with that being said, does your district care about Trump's election situation or his fraud case in New York? I would wonder. Oh, Lord. Let me see. There is one more I wanted to play for y'all, though. Where's this brother? Because his brother chimes in. What's that at? Let's see. Just a second. Okay. Not that. There was some woman out there that, you know, pulled her. She was talking about white privilege. Okay. This is the one I wanted to hear. So this is a brother from Texas. This is a guy I really wanted to hear. All right, so check this out. This dude actually he makes some sense.
About Hunter Biden. It's not about President Trump. I keep hearing my colleagues on the left talk about President Trump and that no one is above the law, and I keep hearing this argument ad infinitum. I guess what they mean is that no one is above the law except for when it comes to President Biden's son, Hunter. And Hunter Biden should not be given special treatment. He defied congressional subpoena and should be treated like others who have done the same, plain and simple. See, Hunter should not be treated with kid gloves. This man is 50 years old, literally. He's a grown-ass man. Congressional Democrats held Steve Bannon and Peter Navarro in contempt of Congress for not complying with congressional subpoenas concerning an investigation to January 6th. Hunter had every right to appear and plead the Fifth, and he chose to defy the subpoena when he instead held a self-serving press conference right at the steps of this building. When Democrats issued subpoenas to Republicans during the House January 6th investigation, President Biden said, and I quote, "I hope that the committee goes after them and holds them accountable criminally," end quote. Okay, all right. Now let's do Hunter, and that's why we're here. Hunter Biden makes arguments of passion to excuse his behavior. His best defense is oftentimes to make the public feel sorry for him. That's right, we should feel badly for him because he personally enriched himself because of his last name. And again, the left wants us to treat him with kid gloves, and this man is 50 years old.
Now this brother, yeah, the man 50 years old. And you out here trying to act like, well, you know, I mean, he just, Joe Biden's a loving father, and you just hating on Joe Biden. Now, if y'all haven't seen Jasmine Crockett's piece, she also laid in on the other woman. And then they also made sure they brought up Trump and made this about Trump, which this is literally about Hunter Biden. But Trump ain't there. There's a whole bunch of people in front of you. But this is Donald Trump. Okay.
Please, your daddy's saving you at this point. It ain't gonna work here anymore. You should not be given special treatment because he thinks he's an American prince. And I don't mean Purple Rain. A witness does not get to decide his preferred method of appearing before the committee. The committee that subpoenaed the witness does. That's how this place works. House committees are not in the business of letting witnesses dictate to us the type of depositions or hearings that they want to have. This is not the kangaroo court like President Trump is seeing in the New York trial. It's up to the committees to determine the best methods that will further their investigation. And rather that be through deposition, transcribed interview, or public hearing. This is our job to do that. And Hunter Biden does not get to dictate that to us. And with that, I yield back the rest of my time. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The gentleman will yield.
I appreciate the gentleman yielding. I just want.
I'm not mad at that. You know, they're treating Hunter Biden like as if he's some kind of helpless orphan. And he's not. He's a 50-year-old son of a sitting president. So to keep talking to him, they're talking about him like he's somehow unaware. No, he's a 50-year-old rich kid degenerate, drug addict. You know him as a junkie. He done screwed his brother's wife, something like that. What was that? Kerman S. Wingfield, thank you for the Cash App donation. I appreciate that. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. And as well as Faith Speaks Life, who shopped through Cash App and a super chat in one of the replays. So salute to you if you are watching this broadcast right now. Sister Faith Speaks Life, which is one of our members here. Salute to you, Black First. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. I appreciate both of y'all so much. Now, like they said, Hunter Biden, he's 50. And he has his own attorney and he's dealt with his own business. So now he can answer his own questions for his own press conference. And with that being said, after he got up and walked out on Marjorie Taylor Greene, here was what he had to say.
Guys, be careful of the officers. Be respectful.
Hunter Biden was Mr. Green started speaking. Why did you leave when Mr. Green started speaking?
Despite this, Republicans have sought to use. Could you please? I'll answer your question. Be quiet and let me make a statement. What kind of crack do you normally smoke, Mr. Biden? Let me start again. Hunter Biden was and is a private citizen.
What kind of crack do you smoke? Oh, that reporter right there, boy, oh boy, oh boy, that was a winner. That was a winner, buddy.
Despite this, Republicans have sought to use, would you please, I'll answer your question, be quiet and let me make a statement. What kind of crack do you normally smoke, Mr. Biden? Let me start again. Hunter Biden was and is a private citizen. Despite this, Republicans have sought to use him as a surrogate to attack his father. And despite their improper partisan motives, on 6 different occasions since February of 2023, we have offered to work with the House committees to see what and how relevant information to any legitimate inquiry could be provided. Our first 5 offers were ignored. And then in November, they issued a subpoena for a behind closed doors deposition, a tactic that the Republicans have repeatedly misused in their political crusade to selectively leak and mischaracterize what witnesses have said. What are you going to do with the House? Last fall, Chairman Tedder made an explicit offer that people like Hunter and had like him the option to attend a deposition or a public hearing, whichever they chose. Hunter chose a hearing where Republicans could not distort, manipulate, or misuse that testimony.
Lord. So he can't even speak for himself. No, he can't. Oh, this went badly, didn't it? Oh, man. You said Hunter looks high now. You know, yeah, I was kind of peeping that. It's like, you. Well, I mean, yeah, what a
Why did
crackhead
you
gonna
put your
do?
dad on speakerphone with your business partners if he had no involvement in your business?
Do you have a dad? Did he call you?
Yes.
Did he answer the phone?
Yes.
Okay.
But why did you need to talk to him during business meetings if he had nothing to do with your business?
Well, that's interesting, huh? Very interesting question. Because honestly, if he has nothing to do with your business, then what do you need to talk about? That's a pretty legitimate question, actually. So, he just walks off and I'm just gonna escape the situation best I can and get on up out of here. Oh, yeah. And so on another note, there are kind of things that have came out are coming out about certain products that we have kind of shown the money and where they go and who has hands in what. We've shown those here. Well, at this moment, around the world, there are committees that are kind of revisiting some of the practices that were done in 2021 and such. And I believe this is in Australia. However, these kind of conversations will probably be, well, who knows if they ever happen in America, because the media told them that this works. So that's what they always believed. But this is how it is going around the world.
No one was forced to have the vaccination. Who made the comment? Was it Dr. Thurin?
Senator, I believe I made that comment.
You made that comment? Right. Mm-hmm. You were in Australia during COVID-19. You must have been fully aware that people, nurses, doctors, people to have their jobs, to keep their jobs, were forced to have the vaccination. Now, do you retract your statement that they were not forced?
Senator, no, I believe firmly that nobody was forced to have a vaccine. Mandates or vaccine requirements are determined by governments and health authorities. I believe everybody was offered an opportunity to get a vaccine or not get a vaccine. I don't believe that anybody was forced to take a vaccine.
A lot of Australians will disagree with you on that one.
So, yeah, they're going to try to use the weasel word talk to start getting out of what the man. I'm already hearing it. You're seeing it now in some of these White House briefings with Shea Pierre, and they keep trying to hit her up and ask her questions about the mask mandates. And like, hey, you're going to do this? Well, what about the mask mandates? And as it turns out, they're over here trying to act like they have never pushed mask mandates. So it's something to be said about all of these places, especially who may have let their workers go because they wouldn't take that certain product from certain biochem businesses. Although they told you that this was what it was going to do and this is what it was for. Well, they also told you that their DNA 23andMe kits was cool too. Now people are finding out the real truth behind the matter, which some, if you read the fine print of what that is, owning a patent on your DNA is one of the things you okay. So, you got to be careful with these folks because these folks is tricky. And they'll patent you and clone you and have another you running around out here and be like, well, by the time my little clone grows, that person will be dead. So there's something to think about. Something to think about. But family, this has been tools and super glue. Because what we have seen is the reemergence of tools. We see an old Negro tool. And then, of course, the son of a tool who needs a tool to smoke his crack. Babylon is fallen. Babylon is fallen. Let it fall. And let us rise. Can you dig it? So, there's going to be a lot of people out here coming around talking about, man, you guys is going too hard on the immigrants. And you guys, what you need to do is you need to be more concerned about world problems and this. No. We not pivoting off our square. We not doing none of that. We staying right here, hand on the plow, right at the grindstone. This is about our empowerment. This is about our time. And we have no time to be worried about fighting for someone else who will not fight for themselves, nor will they ever lift a finger to fight for us. Now, some may say I'm wrong. And I say, well, you might be one of these.
Buck dancing, shuffling, scratching, bootlicking, bamboozling, Uncle Tom Negro.
And there just might be somebody that disagrees and say, hey, man, what y'all need to do is maybe y'all all need to get together and whatnot. No, we are the new black media. We are the voices of the grassroots. This right here on your screen is the voices and faces of the DNC abortion pushing Skittles bag community, illegal invader agenda. And anybody that's down with that, we not going to be able to help you because some of y'all going to have to go to sleep for good.
And I'm telling you as a psychologist, I'm not going to be able to psychologize all of them on the corner. Some of them going to sleep for good.
And right now, we're seeing all the immigrants getting put up and getting more money. And they're already, you know how that phone be ringing back from where they come from in their homeland. So needless to say, if you are one of them individuals that believe you can stop the foundational Black American energy wave that is going forth, and we're talking about reparations, we are talking about justice, we are talking about a change, a real one, not no hope and giving you hope. No. But real, true, solid change. So if you are one of the individuals who saw this political attempt and who think this little trio on your screen is about to sway the energy from the grassroots back onto the blue no matter who train, well, for me, myself, Beatzilla PDX official, the Beatzilla PDX official show, those of you in the chat, the grassroots and the voices of new Black media, I think it's pretty safe to say that if you think that these broken tools that you super glued back together is going to impede this momentum, well, we proudly dedicate this song to you.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
Hashtag hands off our reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
All right. So family, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at beatzillapdx. You can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you feel so inclined to put some money in the bucket, you can most definitely do so by way of Cash App. That is $ beatzillapdx. That is Cash App $ beatzillapdx. And we also have PayPal, which is Zilla Muzak. That is ZILLAMUZAK at PayPal. And you know that thank you, and I appreciate all the donations that come in and support this channel. I much appreciate all of you. Peace, power, blessings, and protection to all of you. With that being said, family, I'm still working out my travel situation, so not sure of how the next few lives or broadcasts will be, but just stay tuned, hit that notification bell. If you are not already subscribed to this channel, then you should be subscribed at this point, and we shall see y'all in the future. So with that being said, family, you stay Black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first, Black first, Black first. Shalom, y'all. Have a blessed and good, prosperous rest of the week.
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. Yes. See, that's what you throw. Yes, right. Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are,
If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.